Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. So there's just 1/4 of Ramadan left, and we have to use these days with a lot of care, a lot of value. These are very precious days and very significant as well, because these nights are the nights of power, the nights where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is writing our destiny, our future, our whole year, what we are going to do, what we are going to eat, drink, what we are going to spend time in, who we are going to meet, how we are going to use our time, how close are we going to become to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and how close are we going to become to the hellfire. And the same thing for our children, our parents, and our loved ones. So make sure you avoid the 3 mistakes. Number 1, don't waste time. Sometimes our focus is so much on staying up that we are staying awake and our family is awake, but we are not focusing on how many minutes and hours in these staying awake is on ibadah. Having so many snack sessions and coffee sessions, it's good as long as we know how to bring the balance, how much time to budget to those activities. And just if you keep reminding yourself that Allah is writing in this time the destiny for the rest of the 360 days, you will want to do more ibadah, you will want to do more dua, you will want to focus and not waste time in calling others and talking. Second mistake that we do is focus on quantity instead of quality. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not look at the number of juz, the number of nafal, the number of dua books, the number of tasbih. Imagine that if your focus is only on, oh, I did 100 nafals, oh, I did like 10,000 of these zikr and tasbih, and I read 3 dua books. So these will not come to your use if your focus was only on completing them instead of absorbing them. So one example is that instead of reading juz after juz for 2-3 hours, if you spend even some time on understanding one surah, one ayat, even Ayatul Kursi, if you try to understand, which you have to recite very frequently throughout the year, 5 after fard prayers and 1 in the morning, 1 evening. So every day, almost 7 times you're reading Ayatul Kursi. So why don't you sit and understand that instead of reading lots of juz and not understanding even a single word? Because that will bring quality not just for this night but also for the rest of the year. For the entire year you'll be reading something with more understanding. Another example would be that sometimes when we are making dua on our own, our duas are the exact same 10, 15, 20 duas that we keep asking for the entire year. So try to read from a masnoon dua books that will give you some variety, some wisdom in making dua. How much more mercy, how much more barakah that I could have asked. I could have asked that I can protect myself from shaitan. How much protection I need from shaitan. You will read the duas from Prophet's life and then you will understand that this is so much important, which I was neglecting my whole life. Protection from bad friends, bad company, bad peoples, on wasting time. All these things we actually don't ask in our normal duas. But when we read these dua books, then we realize that we could have asked for the death as a martyr, the kalima before death, and ease at the time of death. This not just for yourself, but also for your parents, for your children, for family. And when you make these dua, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala adds more wisdom if you spend time on the translation of each dua. Don't focus on finishing one dua book after the other. Focus on the translation of each dua and try to personalize it. Even if it is a masnoon dua, personalizing it adds more weight to your dua, because if it's talking about spending money uselessly, think about how for each fashion trend, Ya Allah, please protect me from that. Because if that is your focus, then Allah will write in your destiny that she will not waste money. If your focus is that, Ya Allah, save me from so much TV in the rest of the year. So make dua with goals for the next year. Only then Allah will write that, okay, you will watch less TV and you will become closer to Allah. You will attend more lectures. You will listen to more tafsir. Because that has to be your dua, has to reflect what your goals are also. Okay? Another mistake that we make is judging others. Just because our family is awake and doing worship does not mean if our neighbors, our relatives, they're sleeping, then they are really bad people, and we don't have to judge them, because judging them might take away all our rewards from the entire night. Just keep in mind that everyone is going through some struggles, problems. Everyone has different stamina and different lifestyles. Okay, so make dua for them if you really care, but don't judge anyone.